Pillar 1. Respect. Be a strong man that she can always rely on. A woman's respect for you is something that needs to be earned and maintained over time. You cannot expect a woman to respect you simply based on you being a good man and having good intentions. You need to be a strong man for her that she can always rely on, especially when life gets tough or you go through challenging times together. No matter how positive a person tries to think, life does throw you curveballs. Right? You can have a really positive attitude in life and only think the best is going to happen, but life will still throw you curveballs. It's just how it works. For example, something that you plan to do together has been cancelled, disrupted, or derailed. Her parents or your parents say or do something that causes problems for you. The company that she works for closes and she loses her job. It then puts extra pressure on you. As the man, you need to be the one who always remains emotionally strong no matter what. You also need to be the one that is always looking forward so that you and her can make progress. You need to try to see the silver lining, the positive, the benefit, or the blessing in whatever challenge or obstacle that you face. However, it's not always appropriate to immediately talk about the silver lining and say, hey, what a great thing that you've lost your job, right? Obviously, that isn't the right approach to take if your girlfriend or your wife comes home and is upset and she's lost her job. But you need to be emotionally strong. You need to listen to her and let her get out her emotions and possibly even cry and let her know that things are going to be all right. Let her know that you and her will get through it. And when she starts to calm down, she starts to feel okay and feel safe that you're remaining strong, then you can say something like, this could actually be a good thing. Maybe it's a good opportunity for you to follow through on getting a job in whatever industry she's always thought she'd want to get a job in. Or maybe it's a good opportunity for you to work for a new company and bring all your skill set and experience into there and have a fresh start so you can make a great impression and then you can work your way up to getting a promotion. So you've got to be able to see the silver lining in that. You've got to be that strong man that she can rely on, even if you're going through a tough and challenging time like that where she's lost her job all of a sudden and now it's up to you to support you and her or the family, and that feels like it's going to be a lot of pressure. Rather than panicking and getting angry, getting frustrated, or being down in the dumps with her, you've got to be that emotionally strong man and keep the ship moving forward, keep the train moving forward, keep the progress happening. Right? Be that strong man that you can always rely on no matter what. Another example is a personal example when my wife and I have been trying to get pregnant for the last 2 years and it wasn't working naturally, and we decided eventually to try IVF, and the first round of doing that she didn't get pregnant. And if you've ever gone through that with your woman, you know that there's lots of doctor visits and she has to get injections pretty much every day, and it's a pretty full-on experience when they have to go to the hospital and spread their legs and get things inserted inside of them and things. So her going through that wasn't the most fun experience for her, and after doing it, she didn't get pregnant. And then the second time around, she did get pregnant, and we were really happy about that. But 2 months into the pregnancy, I was working on some videos for The Modern Man, and my phone started ringing, and it was her, and I picked up the phone, and she was crying on the other end. And I said, honey, what's wrong? What's happening? And she said, the baby is not with us anymore. We've lost the baby. And she was bawling her eyes out. And obviously, that's not the time to look for the silver lining and say, I'm going to be the strong man that you can always rely on. Don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Right? You need to let your woman feel the emotions, and also you feel some emotions. Obviously, in moments like that, it's not the nicest experience in the world, but like I'm talking about with being the strong man that she can always rely on, that's exactly what I did. So when she got back home, I stopped working and I was there to hug her and hold her and comfort her and talk to her about it, what happened and how she felt and things. And we both just said that it sucked. It wasn't a lot of fun to go through something like that. But eventually, when she started to calm down and the time and the moment was appropriate, then I said, don't worry, everything will be fine. We'll be okay. Now, if you can imagine what would happen if another guy was in that situation with his woman and she started crying about losing the baby and then he started crying, or he started kicking things around the house and punching the wall and, feeling like life is just unfair and nothing's ever going to work out, and him then getting depressed and getting off track with the progress that he's making in life and things like that. That is going to be a man that she can't rely on, right? She's going to feel like she needs to be strong for him, for the both of them, which isn't going to make her feel like a feminine woman around him. She's going to have to take on a more stronger type of identity and energy. She's going to have to be more of a support figure in his life. And if he's still being very emotional hours after the news had happened, then she's most likely going to have to be the one that talks some sense into him and starts saying that, don't worry, everything will be fine, we'll be okay. Being emotionally strong is also about being open with your emotions and talking about things openly, rather than feeling like you have to hide feelings for her, because if she finds out that you've got feelings about something, then she's going to think that you're weak. For example, you can talk about things that are troubling you as long as you are working towards a solution. You can talk about how much she means to you as long as you're not doing it in a needy way. So if a guy is in a situation where he's having some trouble at work, if he talks to his woman about that and he says, I'm pretty frustrated, it's bloody annoying at work, what's happening with upper management, this is happening and that's happening. If he talks about that and goes on and on about it and then gets into, life's so unfair and, my job sucks, my boss sucks and all that sort of stuff, then she's not going to be able to respect him. But if he's talking about that sort of thing and then he gets to a solution very quickly, then she is going to be able to respect him. For example, if he says, I'm very frustrated, it's annoying what's going on at work with upper management, these people are starting to take control over our division now and things, but it's all right. I think that what's going to happen is I'm going to start doing this and that at work, and then it's going to have an effect on this, and I'm going to work my way up to being able to take on this type of role, and then I'm going to have more influence in that area. So, there's going to be some interesting times ahead, but, it's going to be a good challenge, and I think I'm going to grow from it. And talking like that is a man who is taking on the world and is believing in himself, and he's strong and he's making progress, and he doesn't need the woman to pat him on the head and say everything's going to be okay, don't worry about it, everything will be fine. He doesn't need that. But he's not afraid to express his emotions. He's not afraid to say that he's frustrated or annoyed with what's going on at his work. The other example is that you're not afraid to share how much she means to you, but you don't do it in a needy way. If a guy was going to do that in a needy way, he'd be saying to his woman, I love you so much, like you're everything to me. Without you, I'd be nothing. You mean so much to me. I need you to promise that you're never going to leave me. You're never going to like another man and all that sort of stuff. That's needy, and it's not the sort of guy that a woman can respect. However, if a man were to say to his woman, I love you. You're the best woman that I've ever met. I've never loved a woman as much as I love you. And, I'm looking forward to our future together. It's going to be awesome. Then that is a man who believes in himself. He doesn't have any fear about her leaving. He doesn't have any fear about the future. He isn't afraid to express his emotions. He doesn't feel like she's going to gain power over him because he's expressed some emotions.